Okay, this is the multiplying polynomials worksheet. Okay, so remember when we're doing this, we always just double distribute, which means we're taking what we did on the distribution worksheet, we're just doing it twice. So we're going to distribute 7b to both pieces, and then we're going to distribute -1 to both pieces, okay? So let's start with 7b. So we're going to do 7b times 3b is 21b squared. And then we're going to do 7b times -3 is -21b. So we've now distributed both of these numbers, or just 7b to both of these pieces. Now we're going to distribute the -1 to both of these pieces. So first we're going to do -1 times 3b is -3b, and then -1 times -3 is going to be +3. So if you've done this correctly, you should have two terms in the middle that can be combined. So we'll have 21b squared, -21b minus 3b is -24b plus 3, and then that will be your final answer. Okay, so same thing again. I'm going to take the 5x and I'm going to distribute it to both pieces of the second binomial, and then I'm going to take the 8 and I'm going to distribute it to both pieces of the second binomial. So 5x times 6x is 30x squared, and then 5x times 6 is just 30x. Remember to make sure that you write the sign in between them. Now we do 8 distributed to both pieces. So 8 times 6x is 48x, and again, make sure you write plus, and then 8 times 6 is just 48. You should have two terms in the middle that you can combine. So 30x squared plus 78x plus 48, because 30x plus 48x is 78x. All right, now I'm going to distribute the 2m to both pieces, and then the 8 to both pieces, so be careful. 2m times 2m is 4m squared. 2m times -5 is -10m. Then 8 times 2m, now this goes to both pieces. 8 times 2 is 16m. That was a plus, but not a very good one. There we go. 16m, and then 8 times -5 is -40. So I've got 4m squared, -10m plus 16m is +6m minus 40. Now I'm going to distribute the -2a to both pieces. So -2a times 2a is -4a squared. -2a times -3 is +6a. Then I'm going to distribute the -2 to both pieces in the second binomial. -2 times 2a is -4a, and -2 times -3 is +6. Again, should be able to combine your middle terms. -4a squared, +6a minus 4a is +2a, and then you just throw your +6 on the end. All right, distribute the 3m to both pieces. 3m times -5m is -15m squared. 3m times 1 is just 3m. Don't forget your plus. Then distribute the 7 to both pieces. 7 times -5m is -35m. 7 times 1 is just 7. Combine middle terms, your like terms. So leave your -15m squared. 3m minus 35m is -32m plus 7. Okay, now we're distributing a binomial to a trinomial, which is very similar to what we just did. The only difference is now I distribute this -6k right here. I'm going to distribute it to all three pieces of the trinomial. So I'm going to go to first, to second, to third. So -6k times -6k squared is +36k cubed. And then I'm going to do -6k times -3k, which is going to give me +18k squared. Then I'm going to do -6k times -1, which is going to give me +6k. Now I'm going to distribute the 1 to all three pieces of the trinomial. So 1 times -6k squared is just -6k squared. Then 1 times -3k is just -3k. And then 1 times -1 is just -1. Now combine your like terms. I only have one cubed term, so I'm just going to bring that down. 36k cubed. Cross it out so I don't get confused. And then I've got 18k squared minus 6k squared, which is going to give me 12k squared. Cross those out. And then I have 6k minus 3k, which is going to give me 3k. Cross those out. And then I've got minus 1. Don't have any more like terms, so you just stop there. So again, I'm distributing a binomial to a trinomial. So the first thing I'm going to do is give my negative 7p to all three pieces of the trinomial. So negative 7p times 3p squared is negative 21p cubed. Then negative 7p times 8p is negative 56p squared. Then negative 7p times 3 is negative 21p. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with the 4. So we've got positive 4 times 3p squared is 12p squared. And then we've got 4 times 8p is 32p. And then we've got 4 times 3 is just 12. Combine like terms. You only have one cubed term, so you're going to just write that one first. Then you've got negative 56p squared plus 12p squared is going to give me what? Negative 44p squared? Yep. And then I've got negative 21p plus 32p is going to give me positive 11p. And then you've just got the plus 12 on the end. You can't combine anymore because nothing else is like terms, so that's as far as you can go. Okay, so now we've got another binomial times a trinomial. So you're going to distribute the 5x to all three pieces of the trinomial. 5x times 4x squared is 20x cubed. 5x times negative 6x is negative 30x squared. 5x times 1 is positive 5x. Now we're going to distribute the negative 1 to all three pieces. So negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x squared. I'm sorry, negative 1 times 4x squared is negative 4x squared. Negative 1 times negative 6x is positive 6x. A negative times a negative is a positive. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. You only have one cubed term, so you're going to write that first. Now we're going to combine negative 30x squared minus 4x squared to negative 34x squared. And then we've got 5x plus 6x is 11x. And then just tack that minus 1 on the end. Now we're going to distribute a trinomial to a trinomial. But the process is exactly the same. All three pieces will be distributed to all three pieces. So I'll color code it for you. So first we're going to start with negative 4a squared being distributed to all three pieces of the second trinomial. So that's negative 4a squared times 4a squared. It's going to be negative 16a to the fourth. Then you've got negative 4a squared times negative 2a is going to give me positive 8a cubed. Then you've got negative 4a squared times 5, which is negative 20a squared. Now we're going to distribute 8a to all three pieces of the second trinomial. So you've got 8a times 4a squared is positive 32a cubed. And then you've got 8a times negative 2a is negative 16a squared. And then you have 8a times 5 is positive 40a. Then you're going to distribute the 5 to all three pieces. So first it's 5 times 4a squared. I'm going to come down here because I'm running out of room. Is plus 20a squared. And then you've got 5 times negative 2a is negative 10a. And then you've got 5 times 5 is 25. So now I'm done distributing. I just need to combine all my like terms. So there's only one fourth term. So I'm going to, So I'm going to just leave negative 16a to the fourth by itself, cross it out so I don't get confused. Now I've got 8a cubed, 32a cubed, so that's going to give me a positive 40a cubed. Cross those out so I don't get confused. Now let's look at my squared terms. Negative 20a squared minus 16a squared plus 20a squared. So you can actually cross these two out because they cancel. Negative 20 plus 20 is 0. And so the only square term you're left with is negative 16a squared. Cross it out so you don't get confused. Then you've got 40a minus 10a is 30a. Cross those out, and then all you're left with is plus 25. Wasn't that fun? Okay. All right, just checking my work. Now, last one. Again, we're going to distribute a trinomial to a trinomial. So we're going to start with negative v squared, getting distributed to every piece of the second trinomial. So negative v squared times 8v squared is negative 8v to the fourth. And then you've got negative v squared to 5v is going to give me negative 5v cubed. Then negative v squared times negative 5 is positive 5v squared. So we're done with my first piece right there. Now we're going to distribute this 7v. I'll use a different color. 7v gets distributed to all three pieces. So needless to say, you need to stay organized in this. 7v times 8v squared is 56v cubed. 7v times 5v is 35v squared. And then 7v times negative 5 is negative 35v. Now we're going to distribute the 3 to all three pieces. So 3 times 8v squared is plus 24v squared. And then 3 times 5v is plus 15v. And then 3 times negative 5 is minus 15. So now we're just going to combine like terms. There are no other to the fourth term, so we're just going to rewrite that. We've got negative 5v cubed plus 56v cubed is positive 56v cubed. Just kidding. Positive 51v cubed. Cross those out. And then we've got v squared here, here, and here. So it's 5 plus 35 is 40, plus 24 is 64. And then cross those out so we don't get confused. Then we've got negative 35v plus 15v is negative 20v minus 15. And that's your answer. Good job. I'll see you guys tomorrow.